Welcome to our video on the 2019 astrology forecast, including lunar phases for both new and full moons. Horoscope houses, we're also going to do complete with planetary archangels and zodiac angels to keep you on track. And this is going to bring out your New Year's resolutions and really keep you on point so that you can actually make those resolutions come true. Because you can't just talk about them in January and then forget about them. You got to keep really writing them down and at least reciting them at least 3 times a day so that you can really make it an imprint on your mind, okay? Now, remember that there are many ways to become even more successful, providing that seekers interested in accomplishing phenomenal magical interventions know when and whom to invoke. Magicians must also consider how various planetary and zodiacal angelical beings will interact with each other, making sure to invoke potent forces of light that will extend into facets of the Magi's life, predetermined by her or him for specific purposes. Magic must be taken seriously since it is an ancient method of accomplishing goals intended for practical victories. That's very pragmatic triumph over constricting forces which set our 3D physical reality into motion. Magic has rules, just like any other science, which must be devotedly applied to practice. Magicians strive to break into the dimensional realms and thereby not break the laws, though, of the dimensional realms. You want to kind of break through, but not actually break the laws when you get there. You have to know what the laws are in each dimension. And you don't want to break those natural laws. What you want to do rather is you want to understand how Mother Nature manifests. So her creations, so that we can work with her rather than against her. You want to work with nature. You want to work with the creatrix. You want to do things in such a way that you and nature are working in tandem. And that's what we're going to focus on here, so you can utilize these planetary archangels and these zodiacal angels so that you can utilize them at the right time, because not just the right invocations of the right beings, but also the right time. It's got to be at the right occasion. It's got to be during the proper moon or planetary phase. Now, first, our disclaimer: watching this video or reading this document is an act of spiritual willpower, and any such action is considered magic. High magic should be used with all mindfulness, since powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed. This is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. Now, regarding how we're going to get into this, we're going to use the Rosicrucian system. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the astrology angel, and I am a Rosicrucian seer. I'm a biblical astrologer, a Christian psychic, and a Gnostic mystic. And this is a Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. Now, February of 2019 has the following lunar phases. And this is going to be also, we're going to give you the planetary ingresses, what planet is entering into. Ingress means enter into. What planet is entering into what sign. And we're going to give you the natural horoscope houses and the planetary archangels and zodiacal angels using Greenwich Mean Time. All right, that's the natural horoscope houses, because the ones that are for when we're not doing a specific day. Okay. Now, on February 3rd of 2019, we're going to have Venus ingress into the sign of Capricorn. All right. So this is February 3rd. That's February the 3rd, and in the sign of Capricorn, the goat, the planet Venus. All right, which is akin to the natural 10th house of social standing and fame. Now, the planetary archangel is Anael, visiting the abode of zodiac angel Hanael. So zodiac angel Hanael rules over the sign of Capricorn, the goat. And the planetary archangel Anael would be the one for the planet of Venus. And that planetary archangel, will be ingressing into the realm of Capricorn, which is the zodiacal angel Hanael, so the realm of Hanael. So Anael visiting Hanael. You understand it? Now, on February 4th of 2019, we're going to have a new moon in the sign of Aquarius, the water bear, which is analogous to the natural 11th house of friends and reputation. Planetary Archangel Gabriel, who rules over the moon, and this is a dark moon, is going to visit the habitation of the zodiacal angel, the zodiac angel Cambriel, who's the zodiac angel of the sign of Aquarius. Again, this is a Rosicrucian system. Now, on February 10th of 2019, we have the planet Mercury ingress the sign of Pisces, the fish, which will correspond to the natural 12th house of spirituality. Now, planetary archangel Raphael, who rules over Mercury, the planet Mercury, visits the dwelling of zodiac angel Int'l, who is a zodiac angel of the sign of Pisces, the fish. So you understand that you have Raphael, who not only rules over all the air signs, but also rules over the mercurial planet Mercury. Now remember that in the ancient systems, the sun and the moon were considered planets. They were considered, so they're considered part of the 7 ancient planets, all right? Now, as we move to February 14th of 2019, we get to Mars ingress Taurus. We get the planet Mars ingressing the sign of Taurus, means Mars will enter into Taurus, which associates with the natural 2nd house of money and possessions. So that'll be true for everybody. And the planetary seraphim Samael visits abode of zodiac angel Asmodel. So Samael is a very intense angel, ruling, of course, over the warlike planet of Mars. And that is going to be in the abode of the zodiacal angel of Taurus. So this is about sort of a lot of competition in the areas of money and possessions. So again, you can invoke these angels, or evoke or invoke these angels, these archangels, these planetary archangels, and these zodiacal signs for the zodiac angels for the sign. And because this one angel is going into the realm of another. So you want to make sure, you want to find out, you know, how they get along and that kind of thing. Because see, Mars is the daytime abode of Mars is naturally the sign of Aries, because Mars rules over Aries. Okay, now whereas in nighttime, Mars, the nighttime abode of the planet Mars is Scorpio, but Scorpio also has Pluto. So, and Pluto, they say it's not really a planet. It's now been demoted to a dwarf planet. But remember, dwarves are very powerful, so we don't want to just think that that has no power. But anyway, not to digress, Taurus is an earth sign, and Mars is very fiery. So how does a fiery martial planet, how does that affect an earth sign, fixed earth? Well, what it's going to do is it's going to, like, how does fire affect the earth? Well, earth can put out fire if there's too much earth. But on the other hand, if you have something like wax, like a candle, then it can melt it. So, but Taurus is fixed earth. So Taurus is more solid than maybe a mutable earth sign like Virgo. Capricorn is cardinal earth, and that is often represented by a volcano. So we're just giving you some little extra information here so you understand how these things interact when you have an air sign and a water sign, and how they interact with certain planets. Because just think of the elementals involved. All right. So again, on February 14th, 2019, you've got Mars ingressing into Taurus. Ingress means enter into, and again, Taurus associates with the natural 2nd house of money and possessions. So this is the planetary seraphim, very intense, for Mars, Samael. All right? And visits the abode of zodiac angel Asmodel. Now, those of you who are in the know understand that in one of the rituals to initiate someone into a Rosicrucian system, or those types of systems, what you have in those systems is you have Samael and Sandalphon, the other archangel, standing together guarding the temple, and they cross their staves together, and the person that's entering has to do something to cause him to be, or her to be able to enter in there. So understand that there are many signs and symbols to which all things come into recognition and set things into motion. Now on February 18th of 2019, the Sun, remember the Sun's considered an ancient planet, will ingress the sign of Pisces as well. So you've got Mercury and Pisces there, Mercury and Pisces and the Sun in Pisces at the same time. They're going to be at that time in the same sign. All right, so you've got the Sun ingress Pisces, with also Mercury is there, which is akin to the natural 12th house of spirituality. Planetary Archangel Michael visits the habitation of Zodiac Angel Int'l. So that's the Archangel Michael, who rules over the Sun, visiting the habitation or the abode of the Zodiac Angel Int'l, who rules over Pisces. If you think of Pisces, the fish, and you have like the ocean, you think of something like the word amniotic fluid, okay? Int'l. This is where these things come from, all right? And people who maybe study medical terminology would understand that. Now on February 19th of 2019, we have a full moon in Virgo, Virgo the Virgin, which is analogous to the natural 6th house of habits and health. Planetary Archangel Gabriel, who rules over the moon, visits the dwelling of Zodiac Angel Hamaliel, who is the Zodiac Angel of the sign of Virgo the Virgin. Now regarding the Hebrew calendar associations, some people might want to use the Hebrew words, and some people might want to use the words that would be for Latin. What works best is whatever makes you feel more magical, whatever makes you feel more powerful. Use whatever makes you give that sensation that you're feeling powerful and that you're going to be able to manifest and manage the things that you wish to manage. Because it's like, the astrology report is like a weather report. It's going to tell you whether it's raining or not, or whether it's snowing or not. And then you can therefore be prepared, and you can either bring an umbrella or put chains on your tire and make sure that you have a pleasant time. It's that kind of thing. And the difference between someone who maybe has religious beliefs and believes that there's a creator that rules over all of nature, which is such as myself, we believe that astrology is like a clock. It's the same thing as like if you have a sundial or a clock, and there's hands going around the clock, and you've marked off the time. I mean, that's not something that nature puts out, but it's a way we measure nature. So astrology is a way that humans measure nature. It's a clock just like a sundial. It's the same exact thing. So, and at a certain time of day, you do certain things. At a certain time of the month, you do certain things. And in the Bible, it tells you what you're supposed to do at certain times. And we've tried to give you a lot of those types of demonstrations. Now, again, for the Hebrew associations for these words, the sun, Shemesh, is in the ingress Pisces, Dagim. So Shemesh for the sun, and Dagim for the sign of Pisces. Now, some people would want to use the word Hama. Some people want to use the word Shemesh. Shemesh I used to use before when I first learned magic, and I stopped using it for a while, and then I went back to using it again because I found it to be more powerful for myself. But use whatever makes you feel best. It's whatever works for you within parameters, right? Now, the new moon, again, the new moon here, called Levana in Hebrew, in Aquarius, sign of Aquarius, delete. The full moon, Levana, again, full moon, we're dealing with the moon here, in the sign of Virgo, the Virgin, is called Betula. So Virgo in Hebrew is Betula. Now Mercury is called Kokav, or Kokab. B and V are interchangeable in Hebrew. Is going to, remember, it's going to ingress into the sign of Pisces. The sun will be here as well, and that's Pisces, the fish, Dagim. Now Venus, Noga. Venus is called Noga, planet Venus. And it ingress Capricorn, the goat, or Gedi. Mars, Ma'adim. Planet Mars, called Ma'adim, ingress Taurus, sign of Taurus the bull. In Hebrew it's called Shor. And Jupiter, the planet Jupiter, is called Zodiac, but it's not going to have an ingress. It's going to be in the sign, but we're only talking about ingresses for this particular doing this report, okay? We're just talking about the ingresses and the full moon and the new moon at this particular event, okay? So we're just going to say it's non-applicable, and also Saturn is called Shabbathai. We're going to say it's non-applicable because it's not going to have an ingress. It doesn't mean it's not in a sign. It just means it's not going from one sign into another at this time during February of 2019. I hope you found this interesting. Now, to help you further, if you're using the Archangel Michael, now the Archangel Michael, because you're going to be utilizing for the sun. Michael is for the sun, okay, and the sun is Michael is represented by a fire. This is it's called a tetrahedron, and it's a Merkabah field. Merkabah meaning Mer meaning rotating fields of light, Ka meaning spirit, and Ba meaning soul. So these are rotating, and they're three-dimensional triangles, obviously, and these will signify. This is a fire angel, Michael, the Archangel Michael. It signifies fire in a hexagonal form, which is three-dimensional. So this is what you're dealing with. Now, if you're dealing with Raphael from Mercury, you're going to be dealing with an air Merkabah field, and this is how, and usually in these Merkabah fields, often they're rotating in different kinds of directions. Sometimes one rotates the opposite as the other, sometimes they rotate simultaneously, sometimes one rotates one way and one the other way, but don't do that unless you know what you're doing, because that can really kind of make it difficult for you in your solar plexus, because you don't want to be making those go different directions if you don't know what you're doing yet, okay? Now, for water, for Gabriel, this would be the Merkabah field for water, for Archangel Gabriel. And for Uriel, the Archangel Uriel, that is over the earth signs, you can utilize a Merkabah field that represents or resembles a three-dimensional Star of David. That's for the Archangel Uriel, and for earth in general. This is an earth, for earth sign. So this is Uriel, Gabriel, and Raphael, and Michael. All right. Information found in this video and on this document comes from a system called Kabbalah. I studied Rosicrucian Kabbalah, and it's an oral tradition. It was taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I have committed to memory, because we had to take a lot of tests, but those tests really paid off, because when you really have to wing it in magic, because things don't always go the way you plan, you have to be able to sort of, it has to become natural. It's like playing when you learn to play the piano or something, and you learn your fundamentals, and then you learn enough that you can then play songs nicely, and then you get to the point where you can write your own, and it becomes like that. So ultimately, you want to get to the point where you can write your own magical spells, and I have done so, and I have various kinds, and I'll be sharing more of those with you in the future. Thank you for joining us, and please join us again.